So as you guys know, the college football playoffs are coming up, and there are a lot of interesting teams and a lot of things that can happen over these last couple of weeks. Of course, this is going to be the first two-topic video. I have a very interesting topic coming at the end. I know you can probably already see it either in the title or on the slides, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to keep it a mystery and an attempt. Just an attempt. But before I get into this video, make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, of course, as for the college football rankings, I'm going to start off at number 4 and work my way all the way up to number 1. Now, at number 4, I have the University of Tennessee. Yeah, seemingly everybody's arch rival over the last couple of weeks. Now, I think Michigan takes a loss to Ohio State. And, of course, Michigan is the number 4 team in the AP poll right now. Now, Tennessee, despite getting absolutely smacked by my Georgia Bulldogs, they still are a really, really good team. They still average over 46 points per game, which leads the SEC in all offensive categories and point production. They also will be the only one-loss team in my top 4. I think Tennessee, given the fact that their one loss was to the number 1 team, undisputably in the entire nation. Of course, you could also see a UGA rematch. Who knows? Maybe University of Georgia re-goes against Tennessee for the national championship, or maybe in one of the semifinal games. Who knows? But that could very, very well be intriguing. And Hendon Hooker, he could also be a lot of people's favorites to win the Heisman Trophy, and I wouldn't really blame you. Hendon Hooker's having an absolutely amazing season, despite him getting absolutely slammed at Georgia, and I'm not going to stop talking about that, alright guys? I'm sorry, but I'm a Georgia fan, and I just can't help myself. However, Hendon Hooker's a great quarterback, and I think he can, and very, very might just will, he might win the Heisman Trophy, but that's a huge stretch if you ask me. Now, of course, going up to number 3, we have TCU. TCU, they bring up a lot of questions, if you ask me. I have a lot of questions about TCU. I question their potential, I question their team, and I don't even know if they're going to finish undefeated. They look very flat against Texas, and I know Texas is a great team, but I mean, as a top 4 team, you expect to smack a team that's outside of the top 15. Like, come on. TCU has to do a little bit better. However, I think Max Duggan has been great this year. Hasn't turned the ball over a lot. Keandre Miller's also been really, really good. Ran for over 1,000 yards. I know this TCU team is full of athletes. They have a lot of athletes. And, of course, there was a guy from my high school in my freshman year. He was a senior. He actually goes to TCU. So, special shout out to him wherever he is. Hopefully he watches this video. However, TCU, I do have them in my 3 spot. I think they have a fair chance at winning their conference with relative ease. I question the Texas, not loss, but close game. I question a lot of things about TCU. I don't know if they can hang around with the Tennessees, the UGAs, the Alabamas, but they're here, and I do think they might finish undefeated. I feel like they have a strong chance of finishing undefeated. That's why I have them at number 3. Now, of course, number 2, I have Ohio State. Ohio State, no doubt, has the best offense in college football. Marvin Harrison Jr. is an absolute stud, ladies and gentlemen. They have a 5-star in Julian Fleming coming off the bench. Julian Fleming is the 4th receiver for that team, and he's a 5-star. So that should tell you all you need to know about that Ohio State explosiveness. Of course, C.J. Stroud is my favorite to win the Heisman Trophy at this point, pretty much the college football MVP. For those who may not know what the Heisman Trophy is, now if you're watching this video, I hope you know what the Heisman Trophy is. However, I really, really love C.J. Stroud. He's been doing amazing this year. Of course, the defense has greatly improved. Ohio State's defense over the last couple years absolutely sucked. They looked really bad over the last couple of years, and really they were the concern of the team over the last couple of seasons. However, I think they look really good this year. They held up in that Northwestern game, which was really, really ugly on offense for C.J. Stroud. It was ugly weather, bad game in general, but Ohio State still escaped with a win. So I think their defense is great. Also, the rushing game has been amazing this year. Ohio State's rushing game has been borderline unstoppable, along with every other part of their offense. I think if they can keep that offense going and keep the wheels turning, Ohio State could very, very well beat Michigan and maybe even compete for the national title. Who knows? And of course, I had to take a breath for this one. You guys already know. My favorite team, the best team in the land, the continued best team in the land, the best team to ever grace this planet. The Georgia Bulldogs, of course, are in my number 1. They're the best team, no doubt, right now. They are the no doubt number 1. The defense is still stellar despite losing a plethora of players to the draft last year. The offense is very, very quietly really quietly scoring over 40 points per game, which really ticks me off. I mean, usually, like let Alabama come out here and score 40 points a game. Everyone's like, ooh, Alabama's the best team in the land. But UGA comes out and scores 40 a game, and it's completely overshadowed by the fact that their defense is absolutely amazing. However, I do think UGA is going to end the season undefeated. Kentucky, going to be a tough game, but I think UGA gets out with that win. Georgia Tech, I don't even think I have to speak on that, to be quite honest with you. And going to the SEC Championship, LSU, really respectable, really good team, but I think Georgia has that one bagged up. So I think they will finish undefeated, and I think they're going to be the 1 seed. Don't be surprised if they repeat for the title this year. So of course, as my predictions stand out, I have UGA going against Tennessee again. That's going to be pretty intriguing. And Ohio State against TCU, if you want me to be completely honest, I think Ohio State would absolutely give a old-fashioned whooping to TCU. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest. However, we've seen crazier things happen. But of course, speaking of crazy things, we're going to a little fun fact. I'm not really going to spend too much time on this, but the world population, as of yesterday, as of recording this video, which would be Tuesday, as of Tuesday, in November of 2022, the world population reached 8 billion people. And of course, everybody's like, oh man, all of my environmentalists out there are panicking, and they're like, oh geez, we're going to have to deal with all the trees going down. People are going to need more resources, overpopulation. The pollution is going to get ridiculous. I mean, you look at Los Angeles in the United States, one of the most polluted cities in the entire world. New York in the U.S. is becoming an overpopulated place. Of course, you have a whole bunch of places on the eastern side of China that are overpopulated. So, I mean, population for a lot of people, this is like bad news, it's complete disaster. But for me, it's intriguing news because I'm not an environmentalist and I don't have to worry about this kind of stuff. Now, of course, I know the questions that you may be asking. Well, Micah, you seem to know when the population hit 8 billion people. How about 9 billion and 10 billion? Well. I have those ready for you. Now, of course, the world population, is predicted to hit 9 billion people by the year of 2037. I will be 32 years old. I'll be around 32 years old. So hopefully I'll be around to see that. And I think you will be around to see that as well. Unless you're like in your 90s, then yeah, bro, this is probably as far as you're going to get. But who knows? We've seen crazier things happen, as I said earlier in this video. Now, of course, when will we reach the big decade-ish mark? When will we reach the 10 billion mark? When will 10 billion people be roaming this earth at the same time? Will the earth even be able to handle 10 billion people? I don't know. But that's a question for another video. 10 billion people by the year 2058. I will be, if my math stands corrected, 53 years old. So I'll be fairly old. I'll be like older than my dad is now by the time the world population reaches 2058. And hopefully have a lot of life left to live. But that's very intriguing to me. Like, the world population growing at this fast of a rate, I wonder, like, who was the 8 billionth baby? Who gave birth to the 8 billion kid? Did they get like a certificate or something like, oh my goodness, you gave birth to the 8 billionth kid in existence? I don't know, but that's kind of funny to me. Just imagine you're just randomly giving birth, your wife is out there, and somebody just tells you that you gave birth to the 8th billionth or 9th billionth or 10th billionth person or people in society, depending on if they were twins or anything. But of course, that's all for another video. Ignore my little ongoing tangent here. But of course, thought that was pretty interesting, so I wanted to include that. You guys already know I'm introducing the double topic videos, so get used to it. Because a lot of videos aren't just going to be sports, not just music. They're going to be a little bit mixed up, fun facts, all that kind of stuff. But of course, before I end this video, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me a little bit, and without further ado, I'm going to end this video. And without further ado, I almost forgot to say it. Without further ado, I wish you nothing but the best. Stay blessed, stay blessed. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video. I just said without further ado like 5 times. But anyways, thank you for watching.